Scotland are standing on the edge of a moment their fans have waited nearly 3 decades to see. Steve Clarke is getting ready to name the first men's Scotland starting 11 at a World Cup in 28 years. And that alone gives this opening match against Haiti a weight that goes far beyond 3 points. For the Tartan Army, this is not just another team selection. This is history. This is the lineup that will walk Scotland back onto the biggest stage in world football after years of disappointment, near misses, painful qualifying campaigns, and long summers spent watching other nations enjoy the spotlight. Now, finally, Scotland are back. And the big question is simple. Who does Steve Clarke trust when the pressure is at its highest? The build-up has given supporters plenty of reasons to feel confident. Scotland's warm-up matches against Curacao and Bolivia were not just comfortable wins. They were statement performances. Back-to-back 4-goal victories have changed the mood around the squad and given fans a glimpse of a more aggressive, energetic front-foot Scotland. For a team that has often been accused of playing too cautiously when expectation rises, those performances could not have come at a better time. That is why so much attention is now on Clarke's tactical approach. Will he stay loyal to the 4-4-2 system that worked so well in the preparation games? Will he keep the attacking shape that brought goals, movement, and confidence? Or will he return to a more cautious structure now that the World Cup pressure is real? At the moment, the expectation is that Clarke sticks with what has been working. And honestly, it will make sense. Scotland looked sharp, confident, and dangerous in that shape. Against Bolivia in New Jersey, they produced a blistering opening period, especially in the first half, and gave supporters the kind of clinical attacking display they have been desperate to see. That performance may have answered several selection questions before Clarke even announces the team. The biggest conversation is up front. Lawrence Shankland and Che Adams started together against Bolivia, linked well, and both got themselves on the score sheet. That matters. Strikers thrive on rhythm, confidence, and partnership. In a tournament opener, Clarke may not want to break up a duo that has just delivered exactly what he needed. Shankland, in particular, feels very likely to start. He has been one of the strongest candidates for a place in the attack, and after his recent performance, it would be a surprise if he was left out. He offers penalty box instinct, physical presence, and the kind of finishing Scotland will need if they're going to make this group campaign count. Adams, meanwhile, brings work rate, movement, and experience at international level. Together, they give Scotland a front two that can press, combine, and keep defenders busy. Former Scotland striker Kenny Miller has already suggested he would be very surprised if Clarke did not go with Shankland and Adams as the front pair in a 4-4-2. And that reaction feels similar to what many fans are thinking. Clarke has used the formation in both preparation matches, tested different combinations within it, and then saw that a Shankland-Adams partnership produced goals. At this point, changing it would feel like a bold move. Behind them, the midfield selection is where things get really interesting. Captain Andy Robertson and Aaron Hickey look almost certain to start in the full-back positions. Robertson's leadership, experience, and energy on the left remain central to how Scotland play. Hickey, on the other side, gives Clarke balance, intelligence, and composure. Those two positions feel close to locked in. Ben Gannon-Doak is also expected to be involved from the start, and that could be one of the most exciting parts of the team sheet. He brings pace, directness, and fearlessness. In a World Cup opener, some managers might hesitate to trust a young winger in such a major game, but Gannon-Doak has the ability to stretch Haiti, attack defenders one-on-one, and create the kind of chaos Scotland need in wide areas. If Clarke wants a front-footed approach, Gannon-Doak fits that idea perfectly. Scott McTominay is another player expected to start, assuming his stomach issue does not interfere. His importance to Scotland is obvious. He brings power, late runs into the box, goal threat, and the ability to influence both ends of the pitch. When Scotland are at their best, McTominay often feels like one of the players setting the tone. If he is fit enough to begin the game, it is difficult to imagine Clarke leaving him out. Then comes the midfield dilemma involving Ryan Christie, Lewis Ferguson, and John McGinn. If McGinn returns to the starting lineup, which many expect, then Christie and Ferguson may be competing for the final spot in a midfield four. That is not an easy decision. Christie gives energy, pressing, creativity, and tactical intelligence. Ferguson brings drive, maturity, and a strong all-round game. Both players have qualities Clarke will value, and both could make a case to start. McGinn's return would add experience and leadership, especially in a match where Scotland cannot afford to lose control emotionally or tactically. He's been a key figure for the national team for years, and his presence gives the side personality. But the challenge for Clarke is balance. If Scotland go with a 4-4-2, the midfield four must be disciplined enough to support the attack without leaving the defense exposed. That is where the choice between Christie and Ferguson becomes important. In goal, Angus Gunn appears to be the frontrunner after playing the full 90 minutes against Bolivia. The kind of selection in the final warm-up game usually gives a strong hint about the manager's thinking. Gunn has been trusted before, and in a tournament opener, Clarke will want someone settled, calm, and prepared for the occasion. Unless there is a late surprise, he looks likely to get the gloves. The back line is where there is still uncertainty. Scotland have several center-back options, but the exact pairing remains unclear. Scott McKenna, John Souter, Grant Hanley, and Jack Hendry all received minutes across the recent friendlies, which suggests Clarke has been keeping his options open right until the final decision. Each defender brings something different, and the choice may depend on how Clarke expects Haiti to attack. Hanley offers experience and physicality. Hendry has mobility and ball-playing ability. McKenna brings strength and aerial presence. Souter gives size, composure, and a threat at set pieces. Clarke will have to decide which combination gives Scotland the best mix of security, distribution, and recovery pace. Against a Haiti side that has already shown they can be dangerous in preparation, that decision could be crucial, and Haiti cannot be taken lightly. Yes, Scotland enter this game as favorites. Yes, Haiti are the lowest-ranked team in the group. And yes, this is the kind of match Scotland know they need to win if they want to reach the knockout stages. But tournament football is never that simple. Haiti earned their place at the World Cup, and their 4-0 win over New Zealand during preparations prove they are not coming just to make up the numbers. That result should be a warning. Haiti have shown they can score, they can punish mistakes, and they can arrive at this tournament with belief. If Scotland treat this match like a formality, they could find themselves in trouble very quickly. This is exactly the type of game where concentration, professionalism, and patience matter. For Scotland, the stakes are clear. A win, especially with a decent goal difference, could be enough to put them in a strong position to reach the knockouts. That makes the opening match massive. It is not just about starting well emotionally. It is about giving themselves a real pathway through the group. 3 points in Boston could change the entire feeling of the tournament. But Scotland fans know the danger of expectation better than anyone. This is a national team that has sometimes struggled when the opponent looks beatable on paper. There have been moments in the past where hope built quickly, only for the performance to become tense, nervous, and frustrating. That history is why the Tartan Army will be excited, but also cautious. The difference this time is the recent form. Scotland have scored goals. They have played with more freedom. They have looked sharper against teams of a similar level. The attacking confidence from the Curacao and Bolivia games has changed the energy around the squad. Supporters now expect Scotland to go after Haiti, not sit back and wait for the game to happen. That is where the 4-4-2 becomes more than just a formation. It represents a mindset. It tells the players to press higher, get bodies forward, support the front two, and put the opposition under pressure from the start. It gives Scotland 2 strikers to occupy defenders and allows the wide players to deliver into dangerous areas. It also gives fans something they have been asking for: ambition. Of course, ambition has to be controlled. Scotland cannot simply throw players forward and leave gaps everywhere. Haiti's threat means Clarke's team must be aggressive without becoming reckless. The fullbacks, especially Robertson and Hickey, will have important roles in deciding when to push and when to hold. The midfield must protect the center backs, and the front two must lead the press properly. The opening 15 minutes could tell us a lot. If Scotland start with the same intensity they showed against Bolivia, Haiti may be forced onto the back foot early. An early goal would settle nerves and allow Scotland to play with confidence. But if the match stays level for too long, the pressure could build. That is why the team selection matters so much. Clarke needs players who can handle the emotional weight of the occasion. This is not just any Scotland side. This is the group that gets to end a 28-year wait for a men's World Cup appearance. Every player selected will know what it means. Every supporter watching will understand the significance. When a national anthem plays and the players line up in Boston, it will be one of those moments that reminds people why international football still matters so deeply. For Clarke, this may be one of the biggest team sheets of his managerial career. He has already guided Scotland to this stage, but now the challenge is different. Qualifying was the first achievement. Competing properly is the next one. He must choose a team capable of handling the emotion, matching Haiti's energy, and delivering the kind of performance that turns hope into belief. The most likely shape still feels like a 4-4-2, with Gunn in goal, Robertson and Hickey at full-back, a still-to-be-decided center-back pairing, McTominay and McGinn involved in midfield if fit, Gannon providing width, and Shanklin and Adams leading the line. The final details may depend on fitness and Clarke's reading of Haiti, but the overall direction looks clear. Scotland have momentum. They have goals in the team. They have a fan base ready to believe again. And they have a first match that could define everything that follows. The danger is obvious. Haiti are capable of hurting them. The pressure is real. And Scotland's history in matches filled with expectation means nobody should assume this will be easy. But there's also a genuine sense that this team is arriving with more attacking confidence than usual, and that matters. After 28 years away from the Men's World Cup, Scotland do not just need to show up. They need to make an impression. The Tartan Army will want energy, bravery, goals, and a performance that says Scotland belong on this stage. If Clarke gets his selection right, and the players bring the same front foot attitude from the warm-up games, This could be the start Scotland have been waiting for. Now the focus turns to Boston, to Haiti, and to the 11 names Steve Clarke will trust with a historic moment. The wait is almost over, and for Scotland, the first step back onto the World Cup stage has to count.